So imagine that right now I handed each and every one of you $1,000 US. So 10 crisp $100 bills. Take these, put it in your wallet, and spend a second thinking about what you're going to do with it, because it's yours now. You can buy whatever you want. Donate it, take it, so on. Sounds great, but you get one more choice to earn a little bit more money. And here's your choice. You can either be risky, in which case I'm going to flip one of these monkey tokens. If it comes up heads, you're going to get $1,000 more. If it comes up tails, you get nothing. So it's a chance to get more, but it's pretty risky. Your other option is a bit safe. You're just going to get some money for sure. I'm just going to give you $500. You can stick it in your wallet and use it immediately. So see what your intuition is here. Most people actually go with the play it safe option. Most people say, why should I be risky when I can get $1,500 for sure? This seems like a good bet. I'm going to go with that. You might say, that's not really irrational. People are a little risk averse, so what? Well, the so what comes when we start thinking about the same problem set up just a little bit differently. So now imagine that I give each and every one of you $2,000, 20 crisp $100 bills. Now you can buy double the stuff you were going to get before. Think about how you'd feel sticking it in your wallet. And now imagine that I have you make another choice, but this time it's a little bit worse. Now you're going to be deciding how you're going to lose money. But you're going to get the same choice. You can either take a risky loss, so I'll flip a coin. If it comes up heads, you're going to actually lose a lot. If it comes up tails, you lose nothing. You're fine, get to keep the whole thing. Or you could play it safe, which means you have to reach back into your wallet and give me 5 of those $100 bills for certain. And I'm seeing a lot of furrowed brows out there, so maybe you're having the same intuitions as the subjects that were actually tested in this, which is when presented with these options, people don't choose to play it safe. They actually tend to go a little risky. The reason this is irrational is that we've given people in both situations the same choice. It's a 50-50 shot of $1,000 or $2,000, or just $1,500 with certainty. But people's intuitions about how much risk to take varies depending on where they started with. So what's going on? Well, it turns out this seems to be the result of at least 2 biases that we have at the psychological level. One is that we have a really hard time thinking in absolute terms. You really have to do work to figure out that, well, one option's $1,000, $2,000, one is $1,500. Instead, we find it very easy to think in very relative terms, as options change from one time to another. So we think of things as, oh, I'm going to get more, or oh, I'm going to get less. This is all well and good, except that changes in different directions actually affect whether or not we think options are good or not. And this leads to the second bias, which economists have called loss aversion. The idea is that we really hate it when things go into the red. We really hate it when we have to lose out on some money. And this means that sometimes we'll actually switch our preferences to avoid this. What you saw in that last scenario is that subjects get risky because they want the small shot that there won't be any loss. That means when we're in a risk mindset, or when we're in a loss mindset, we actually become more risky, which can actually be really worrying. These kinds of things play out in lots of bad ways in humans. They're why stock investors hold on to losing stocks longer, because they're evaluating them in relative terms. They're why people in the housing market refuse to sell their house, because they don't want to sell at a loss. The question we were interested in is whether the monkeys show the same biases. Well, the good news, I think, is what I started with at the beginning of the talk, which is that humans are not only smart, we're really inspirationally smart to the rest of the animals in the biological kingdom. We're so good at overcoming our biological limitations. I flew over here in an airplane. I didn't have to try to flatten my wings. I'm wearing contact lenses now so that I can see all of you. I don't have to rely on my own nearsightedness. We actually have all of these cases where we overcome our biological limitations through technology and other means, seemingly pretty easily. But we have to recognize that we have those limitations. And here's the rub. It was Camus who once said that man is the only species who refuses to be what he really is. But the irony is that it might only be in recognizing our limitations that we can really actually overcome them. The hope is that you all will think about your limitations not necessarily as unovercomable, but to recognize them, accept them, and then use the world of design to actually figure them out. That might be the only way that we will really be able to achieve our own human potential and really be the noble species we hope to all be. Thank you.